presently facing a severe affectation extremity, causing significant profitable challenges for the country. Affectation refers to the general increase in prices of goods and services over time, performing in a drop in the purchasing power of the currency. The affectation extremity in Argentina has led to soaring prices, making it decreasingly delicate for individualities and businesses to go introductory musts. The devaluation of the currency has also made imported goods more precious, farther aggravating the situation. This has had a mischievous impact on the standard of living for numerous Argentinians, as their stipend have plotted to keep up with rising prices. The causes of the affectation extremity in Argentina are complex and multifaceted. Factors similar as government mismanagement, financial poverties, inordinate plutocrat printing, and a lack. Argentina's inflation crisis has been a persistent issue for several years, with the country experiencing high inflation rates. In recent times, the situation has worsened, leading to a significant economic and social impact. One of the primary causes of Argentina's inflation crisis is excessive government spending and fiscal deficits. The government has frequently resorted to borrowing and printing money to finance its expenditures, resulting in an oversupply of currency in the economy. This, in turn, devalues the currency and drives up prices. Another contributing factor is the lack of investor confidence in the Argentine economy. The country has a history of economic volatility and defaulting on its debt, which has eroded trust among international investors. As a result, foreign investment has been limited, and the economy has struggled to attract the capital needed for growth and stability. The depreciation of the Argentine peso has further fueled inflation. As the currency loses value, imported goods become more expensive, which leads to higher prices for consumers. Additionally, the reliance on imports for essential goods and raw materials exacerbates the impact of inflation on the economy. The government has attempted to address the crisis through various measures. These include tightening monetary policy, raising interest rates, and implementing fiscal austerity measures to reduce the fiscal deficit. However, these measures have often had adverse effects, such as stifling economic growth and increasing unemployment. The inflation crisis has had a significant impact on the daily lives of Argentinians. The rising cost of living has made it challenging for individuals and families to afford basic necessities, leading to a decline in their standard of living. Small businesses and manufacturers also face difficulties as production costs rise, affecting their competitiveness in both domestic and international markets. To overcome the inflation crisis, Argentina needs a comprehensive and sustainable strategy. This includes restoring fiscal discipline, implementing structural reforms to improve productivity and competitiveness, and restoring investor confidence through transparent and consistent economic policies. It is crucial for the government to work towards regaining stability, controlling inflation, and fostering an environment conducive to economic growth and social well-being. Certainly, here are some additional details regarding the inflation crisis in Argentina. Price controls. In an attempt to mitigate rising prices, the Argentine government has implemented price controls on certain essential goods and services. However, these measures often result in shortages and distortions in the market, as suppliers struggle to maintain profitability under artificially imposed price limits. Wage increases. To counter the impact of inflation on workers' purchasing power, the government has occasionally implemented mandatory wage increases. While this may provide temporary relief, it can also lead to a cycle of higher production costs and further inflationary pressures, as businesses pass on the increased costs to consumers. Informal economy. The inflation crisis has contributed to the growth of the informal economy in Argentina. Many individuals turn to informal work or under-the-table transactions as a means of coping with rising prices and limited job opportunities in the formal sector. This informalization of the economy hinders tax collection and exacerbates economic informality. External factors. Argentina's inflation crisis is also influenced by external factors, such as global commodity prices and exchange rates. As Argentina heavily relies on exports of agricultural commodities, Fluctuations in global prices can impact the country's export earnings and, subsequently, its inflation rate. Debt burden. Argentina has a significant external debt burden, which further complicates its inflation crisis. High debt levels necessitate interest payments, making it challenging for the government to allocate sufficient resources to combat inflation or stimulate economic growth. Central bank independence. The independence of the Argentine Central Bank has been a point of contention. Critics argue that political interference and pressure to finance government spending contribute to inflationary pressures, as the central bank may resort to money printing to meet fiscal needs. Inflation expectations. High and persistent inflation has led to a loss of confidence in the stability of the Argentine economy. This has resulted in elevated inflation expectations among both consumers and businesses, further fueling inflationary pressures as individuals and businesses anticipate rising prices and adjust their behavior accordingly.